Hello Scorpio, welcome to your July tarot forecast with me. So if you're new to my channel, my name is JJ and I'm very happy to have you here. I'm also very sorry that this reading is awfully delayed. We're almost mid-July, I realize this. But for the sake of energies, if the reading starts now, then you can assume that this energy will continue on until the last week, the end of the first week of August, to be fair. And originally that's how I started this channel. I started mid-November and hadn't gotten around to doing the December readings until midway through because I considered a month-long period to go by. And that should just be the case, I think, with all the readings. If I recorded on the 5th, then it's valid from the 5th of that month to the 5th of the next month. That's how I see things. So, anyway, welcome. Your message for this month, before looking at the cards, is happy time is family time. Now, doesn't it sound like I got paid to say that? But I didn't. It was just something channeled that came to me. Happy time is family time. So you may feel a close connection with one of your family members or more than one person within your family this month, or feel the need to rejuvenate any family ties this way. I certainly feel the pull, being a Scorpio rising myself. By the way, yes, this reading applies for Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moons, and Scorpio Ascendants, or Rising. So, being a Scorpio rising, I feel this pull towards my own family this month, and I'm really sad that I can't be with them physically, but I have felt the urge to write them. And it may be very difficult for Scorpio to do this as well, despite that pull, because you're just incredibly busy. It's a huge turning point in July when we're really moving forward. So if you think you've already begun moving forward, think again, because this is when things are truly being launched out there. From now till December, there's going to be a lot more activity. Expect it to be very fortunate coming your way, because so Jupiter is in Libra. It will be moving into Scorpio by October. So it's in preparation for this phase. That's a lovely thing. But busy all around, Scorpio. You're busy all around, and no one can blame you for being a little bit distant or caught in your head during this time. And no one, if you're cross-watching, don't take it personally if you feel like a Scorpio hasn't been able to make enough time for you. It's not because they don't want to, it's because there's a lot on their plate. They are still dealing with remnants of loss and heartache, trying to overcome that and overcoming it successfully, growing in strength, Scorpio, growing in strength. Don't let any hurdles that come your way in July, like this tarot, the Tower, throw you off your game. It's very important to remain vigilant, remain persistent. You see your goals and you're aiming for it. Your goals are gold and you're aiming right for it. Okay. It's also important to aim with love and aim with good intentions, because if you think that the direction towards your growth comes by bringing other people down, for instance, even if it's mentally thinking, I'm in competition with this person because we're both gunning for the same promotion or the same role, so you start envisioning all sorts of horrible things happening to this person, like they break a leg, or I don't know, they fall sick so they can't perform as much as you can, and therefore you become the next best option for this promotion. That is not the way, nor the mental attitude to have. That's not going to suffice. So yes, this is confirmation. I need you to see this. When this Magician card came out, he covered the Ace of Pentacles. You are, or can be, the Magi, and basically use this energy on your side, which basically means full potential to reap your resources, channel your energies in the direction that you see fit, like you channeling your finances, channeling your emotions in a way that can be manipulation, by the way, so can be positively manipulating or negatively, channeling your mental thought and rigor in the right direction, again with good intentions. This will only come if you pair it with love, because right now you're receiving an abundance of this Ace of Cups, which means that this divine energy, if we can call it that way, is spilling out of your cups. There is so much of it. So you just want to make sure that it comes with the right attitude attached to it. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, so yeah, so there is, I sense stress, but that's normal. Everyone's a little bit stressed now because it's summertime, and you also want to make sure that you have time to enjoy summer and go on that vacation of yours. So there, I do sense a little bit of stress because we cannot eliminate the hard work, and we can't eliminate our chores and decisions that need to be taken that can't be put off anymore. That's it. That do require giving a substantial amount of our capital. But if you are retiring soon, you know that this is in your favor. You know that you have to start investing in that retirement plan. By definition, a retirement plan is having invested in your retirement, in your future that way, so that you don't have to worry so much from month to month where this money is coming from. This Six of Pentacles tells me that some of you may have not allocated your resources this way, and I know a lot of people are like this anyway. So you may live in a country or live in a region that doesn't facilitate retirement plans, or have been working with a company that doesn't set these things up for you, or you may not be paying tax in a certain country, so you're not entitled to retirement schemes because they just expect that you will handle this on your own. So the money that you would usually pay towards tax is money that you have to take initiative to save yourself. With this Six of Pentacles and the following card, which is this Seven of Swords, you need to plot out your plan in the best way possible. So this tells me you probably shouldn't take too many risks because things might go wrong. So just double check all the schemes that you're looking at. Make sure that you pick the one that's right for you. Oh, okay. I didn't really need to draw a third card, or did I? I did. Okay, yes. There's a funny sensation I get about relocating. So relocation having something to do with this future plan in the making, which is probably why this is more complicated than it seems. When I throw out statements like, you may have not figured out how to allocate your resources, what the hell do I know about allocating resources at my age? Barely anything. I'm happy if I can pay rent at the end of the month. So this allocation of resources is more for those people who have mortgages to pay, loans to pay off, debts to pay off, securing a home, not just for you, but for your family. And the feeling I get about this relocation is like relocating back to your original home country, where you grew up, or where you find yourself most comfortable to be. So that place that makes you think of home. Home doesn't have to be where you grew up. Home is truly where the heart is. Honestly, my years of traveling, so for those of you who've stuck around long enough at this channel, sometimes I talk about myself. I divert and I start talking about myself, in which case you've come to know me slightly and then know that I don't come from one place, and I have not stuck around one country for more than like 5 years. Seriously. Ever since I was a child. So I don't know one country or one city as a home for me, because my home is where I take it. It's literally where my heart is. And that can be associated with the people that I'm with, my actual family who are not even with me at this time. Sometimes it does require splitting up your emotions as well, distributing yourself. So there's a bit of yourself in all these places and people that you visit. It's kind of also like time hopping with this Six of Pentacles, the Six of Cups. It is a little bit like time hopping in history. So it's bouncing back to a place where you felt like you were at home, a place where you could see yourself building a future, even if it hasn't worked out for you thus far. Maybe now it's not a bad idea to look back and make room for yourself there. I say this with more potential because the last card is this World card, which does signify completion, and it signifies a very nice coming together. It does. If you are reaching seniority, and seniority, the age can differ from country to country. In some countries it can be 40 years up, others it's 45, some it's 60 above. So whatever the case is for you, reaching seniority is also approaching a chance for self-actualization, which is something that I have spoken about in the past, relevant to the 7 levels of growth entailing spiritual growth, psychological growth, mental growth, and of course physical development as well. So these are developmental stages. If it isn't for our bare necessities, our bare needs, if we don't meet the requirement to satisfy our physical needs, then we aren't able to naturally go for everything above that, psychologically, mentally, financially as well. And self-actualization is that point at the very top of the pyramid that everyone wants to reach to. It's this point in life when you really start to reflect on all of your years and whether or not goals and achievements you set out for yourself have been met or not. And these goals and achievements can also include the goals and achievements that you set forth for your children and your children's children. Are you proud of where your kids are today? Are you proud of where their kids are? Do you feel as though you did a good job? Have you achieved your full potential here on earth? What is your life path, your life purpose? How comfortable are you now? 10 years ago or 20 years ago, when that annoying recruiter came your way and asked you the most annoying question of, where do you see yourself in 5 years or 10 years? Whatever answer you gave them, is that true? Do you see yourself in that situation now? Did it actually happen? Was it a self-fulfilling prophecy? Were you actually being genuine? Was what you wanted 10 years ago, is it still applicable now? So these are all very fascinating the older we get. I don't like it when people think that life has come to an end once we've reached our like mid-40s or something like that. That's complete crap. I think that life still has, there's so much to look forward to after that point, because you get to see, really see results come in. That's when like the Seven of Pentacles really takes charge, which is the step after this, right? So this is the point where you give. You're still giving of yourself, your time, and your resources. Really, we are talking about money here, but also an exchange of ideas, because intellectual property still counts. In this case, your ideas can be money-making. You're still at this point where you're giving. That giving period is like what most of our lives. After this, you have the Seven of Pentacles, which means reviewing your harvest to see if your return on investment was as expected, and if you're satisfied with this, and whether something needs tweaking or not, and what did you fail at, and what did you succeed in, and all of that. True, you will see the Seven Pentacles pop up for different scenarios, not just in the context that I've explained today, but that's the direction that I'm kind of seeing this reading head in. So we're still at that Six of Pentacles stage, deciding our fate. It is literally in your hands, Scorpio, seriously, because the Magician card, like I said, in combination with this Ace of Cups, is right in the center of your reading. And we really are talking about moving on, making decisions. Seriously, stop this. But who am I to say that? And start focusing more on this, which is actually hard for a Scorpio to do. Scorpios do have a tendency to dwell rather than be happy for a minute. It's hard for me to say stop with the Five of Cups, because I'm always doing it as well. Like, I don't know a Scorpio who doesn't look back and regret certain things or feel down, and that happens. I mean, intensity is what motivates us to be better people. If it isn't for these Five of Cups moments that we have, then honestly, this Nine of Cups wouldn't make much of a difference, because then we really wouldn't know what it even means to be happy without feeling miserable every now and then. Okay, so this Tower event that happens, this surprise element can come in the form of like a letter that says, and it can be in relation to your house or your home, that basically says, hey buddy, remember that little, that decision that you needed to make about, I don't know, it can be anything, tax refunds, tax return, mortgages, some sort of lawsuit, I don't know, but something that you were able to put off for a while. You could, without any consequence. It could be a bank-related thing, like we're giving you 6 months to decide if this bank account is active or not. For it to be active, it must receive some sort of a transaction, otherwise we're just going to shut it down. It's one of those things, and you're like, 6 months, I've got time. And then this Tower card comes along and says, actually, you're kind of out of time. So it's decision time, Scorpio. And you need to do this. You need to do it to move forward. You have an Ace and you have the Magician. Again, these are both ones. Beginnings. To start from scratch. Oh, you also have 2 sixes here. Yeah, so whatever it is for you, it's positive, and I love this energy, and I'm really glad to be here with you and read your cards, no matter how late I am. I think that you have a very bright future ahead. I'm saying this to myself as well. Alright, Scorpio, I'm not going to keep you any longer. The readings have been a bit shorter this month than usual because I don't think I need to go overboard. I think, like, if we can get it all in 20 minutes, great. If there's need for a debate to last 40 minutes, that will come. I'm pretty sure my verbose nature So it's nice to have these short readings every once in a while. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up to show me your support and your love. I would love that, very much appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, the button is below. It takes like 0.01 seconds to do it. Only if you want to. Again, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I will speak with you next month. Bye!